Robert, baby. What's going on, guys? It is Tuesday, and that can only mean one thing. It's TransWorld Live. Welcome. We are glad that you are here. Super excited for our second week here of using StreamYard. And thank you for everybody for hanging with us and learning these cool new strategies here on ways to entertain you. So thanks again for hanging with us. We are streaming live to 5 different feeds. That's right, to YouTube, to Facebook, all over the place, because we want to reach you wherever you're at. And please, we love when you watch, but even with StreamYard, we don't know when you're watching. So leave us a comment, say hi, say hello, and we'll hang out with you. We'll comment back. Oh, so excited. All right, we've got some birthdays to celebrate. Let's get moving on that for a second. As Rob coming in, yep, TransWorld Tuesday, always. That's what we got to do. All right, birthdays today. Some say the godfather of the room escape. Yes, Mr. Marty Parker, happy birthday to him. Tomorrow, Tim Pugsley, Dan Guyman, and Brittany Berg. Happy birthday to them on the 14th. Nikki Zelmer on the 16th. On the 17th, Tristan Pierce and Jim Warfield. And on the 18th, Crystal Walcott. Happy birthday to all of them. Super excited to celebrate with them. What's up, Derek? What's up, Sean? What's up, Oz Creates? Love it. Love it. Derek, we love your feedback. That's important here. We've got some new features to show you. Well, we are officially on the road to Midwest Haunters Convention. Can you believe? We're starting the countdown. We weren't ready for the countdown last week. 24 days. Oof. Wow, 24 days. Okay, all right. Everything's open. Tickets are open. If you're looking to get a space on the floor, I know Rich is looking to finalize and fill up. So make sure you reach out to Rich if you're looking to get a space on the floor. If you're looking to buy your tickets, make sure you go to MidwestHauntersCon.com to get your tickets. We've got a whole lot of stuff coming. And I mean, it is going to be another amazing and crazy MHC, as Robert's pulling up right now. We've got fun stuff. It all kicks off on June 6th. That's Friday, June 6th. And we're going to be doing a special screening of the movie Haunt Season. Even if you've seen it before, we want to encourage you to come to this. Not only is it free, part of your tickets here, but you're going to get a chance to meet and greet with the cast, with the directors, with Steve Christoff. This was all filmed at Realm of Terror Haunted House in Round Lake Beach in northern Illinois. So super excited to have them all there debuting the movie for us. The last time we saw it live was the Chicago premiere. So it has been available on some streamers, but we want to make sure you get an opportunity to see one of our very own. So got to check that out. And then, of course, our Friday night tour of Abandoned Haunted House. We had those guys on last week. Go check out the show. Those are amazing guys. And it's an amazing attraction that is really going to whisk you away into another world. Cannot wait for you guys to see that. So tickets are available. And of course, as always, we're going to offer a bus transportation with some food, or you could drive yourself. Those tickets are available. I think the early bird ends on May 29th, somewhere in there. So make sure you want to save yourself a couple of bucks. Make sure you get ahead of that right now. We've got seminars. We've got education. We've got the stage and the pit and all of the Olympics at Haunted House Chicago Row. We've got ticket giveaways every hour. We've got a zombie walk. We've got the Bloody Mary makeup wars. We've got the MHC costume party on Saturday night. Guys, there is no shortage of stuff that you're going to be able to do in addition to a packed trade show floor and networking from people all over the Midwest and the country. So you're going to get people everywhere. And of course, as Robert's highlighting right now, Robert and I and our entire crew are going to be out hanging at the TransWorld Live after party, which starts in the wee hours of Sunday morning, 12:01 to 2 a.m., technically. Super excited to hang out and have some fun with you guys there. But You can check everything out. Robert's focusing on it right now. MidwestHauntersCon.com. Check out the daily events, and you can see this stuff. We're going to have the Learning Lounge where you're going to be able to hobnob with other great minds. We've got the show floor costume contest sponsored by our good friend Chad Savage with Sinister Visions. We've got some free prizes. And what's awesome is this is all included in the price of your ticket. So we want to make sure that you're coming to play because we got a lot of stuff for you to do. Make sure you get your rest ahead of time. And yes, Robert, Haunt Season was so much fun to watch. It is a fun movie. And Steve Kristoff, how about that? Like, excellent performance. Got to meet him in person. So June 6th to the 8th, 2025, 24 days from now, the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont, Illinois. Make sure that you get all of your tickets and check out all the amazing opportunities. Now, we mentioned this at the end of last show, but we really want to expand on it. This is an awesome opportunity. So these regional shows bring options for anybody that wants to buy product and maybe save a couple of dollars on shipping. Sometimes they get some special feeds. Well, our good friends at Ghost Ride Productions, they're doing something really special for us. They're bringing 2,000 pounds of stuff just for us. Most products are going to be raw form from this year. Some are finished pieces and some are going to be Ghost Ride one of a kind, but it's going to include artist proofs, product development, kind of one-offs, and you're going to be able to get these at a discount. Ghost Ride is on pace to beat last year's total props of 2,000 pounds. So if they bring 2,001, we're beating them already. All props are going to be for sale on the show floor only. There's no pre-sales. So when those gates open on Saturday morning, you need to run to the Ghost Ride booth and make sure that your trunk is empty. MHC will be Ghost Ride's last show for the year. This is the only chance to get an opportunity at these. So you need to get ready for this huge, larger than life sale. This year, they're bringing phone props galore, plus an exclusive one-of-a-kind finished pieces, including those artist proofs and prototypes, like we mentioned. But again, we really want to focus on this. Here's the catch. There are no pre-sales, guys. So Robert's showing you some pictures of these right now. It's first come, first serve. When they're gone, you can't order more. So make sure that you come and check out Ghost Ride Productions right on the MHC floor. Again, this is their last opportunity for the year to bring home some merchandise and save yourself a whole lot of shipping costs. Don't miss out on that. And we've got a cool special feature. Michael Shaley is going to be on the show next week. So come hang out, ask some questions. He'll be able to give a little bit more guidance on some of that 2001 pounds that they're going to be bringing to the show. We're super excited for them. Speaking of that, the exhibitor list is beginning to populate. It's at MidwestHauntersCon.com. Check it out. Rich is in the process of finalizing booth numbers, so we'll get those pretty soon, and then we'll get a map and a layout here within the next couple of weeks. But if you want to start seeing on who you can start buying from, including Ghost Ride Productions, check it out on the website. Now, we do have some fun stuff. We've got a couple of schedules that we need to move around because just like you, we are getting ready for the big dance. So next Wednesday's TransWorld live show is actually going to be on a Wednesday. I know it just doesn't roll off the tongue like TransWorld Tuesdays does, but we're going to be doing it on Wednesday, the 21st. So make sure that you mark your calendar because you don't want to miss out. We're going to have Michael Shaley and a whole lot of other people as we are officially on the road to Midwest Haunters Convention. Guys, we have a packed show. I know Sean's in there going to make fun of me. Others are going to joke about this. I mean, but wait, there's more. We got a lot more. This is an epic show tonight. Super excited for our a whole host of guests. So what do you say? Should we get this thing started? All right, TransWorld Live, help me in welcoming our very first guest, Mr. Boston Petit from Outerworlds.
Hey, y'all. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. How about you?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited for MHC as always.
Oh, it is always excited. We got to see you there. I mean, we've seen you there for years. Yeah. You have been in the industry for as long as I can remember. And I have gotten a chance to see you do some amazing things. I mean, really just breathtaking, beautiful things. but you're coming to MHC this year, brand new, ready to go, and you're launching this brand new endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us all about Outerworlds.
So Outerworlds is just a classification of, I say our work. It mainly is comprised of me and Teddy as well as some other collaborators. But it's kind of a face for us as an organization. For a long time, we've been kind of lone rangers, a lot of us independent people just kind of doing work silently in the background. And this is more of a vessel. So this is something to allow people to learn about, not us as people, but the brand. So really trying to drive Outerworlds more as a brand rather than just, hey, we do work. Right now, it is mostly just an outlet for, art and, a place to dump kind of all of our work and something, something to put that into. But in the future, we want to expand it into something larger, even larger than us. We are very focused, obviously, currently on education, which, with the seminar teachings and such like that. Obviously, when we're busy working, it's hard to, have a hand in education like on the day-to-day basis, but it's something that we try to strive to do. So we are trying to make small waves, not try to get. We see a lot of companies balloon up really quick and then fall out because they can't pace. And so we are trying to come up slow, figure out who we are and what we want to do as a brand, because we know what we do on a day-to-day basis. But we want it to be something, representative of us as well as progressive for the industry, because this industry at the end of the day is the thing we care most about. So.
Oh my God. And you can see that too. Like just meeting or talking with you guys at any of the trade show floors, hanging out or seeing your work in person. I've had the opportunity to see now at least 3 or 4 shows that you've had an impact on. And it's crazy. And people in the chat are agreeing, like Peter Dunn. Boston is good people. Yes, I could not agree more. And obviously our best to Teddy as well, because you guys are this dynamic duo of creativity.
Thank you. Yeah, we really tried to fill in the gaps. Innovation is kind of, our personal goal. It's something that I think, this industry needs a lot of, especially recently. I've been doing kind of a lot of just thinking and researching for myself in the industry and what I want to do pushing forward. Yeah. And I think there's this, this kind of does loop into a little bit of what I'll be teaching about with immersion and experience design in my seminar, is there's this rising level of expectation, and I feel like it's something with the haunt industry, it's a little bit behind on a lot of different things. Things kind of come late because of how nubile this industry is. But I also feel like, there's a couple of sharks in the water. There's definitely some people that are doing things to slowly raise that level. And so just trying to be an advocate of that and always talking about, well, let's try to push the boundaries. Let's try to progress this before, I don't know, AI takes over all of us or whatever. It's supposed to be the problem. But
no, it's so true. And it's such a good segue, because you're right. You are teaching at MHC and you're teaching a pretty cool class that's called Beyond the Shadows, Mastering Immersive haunt design for the ultimate fright. Tell us what people can learn by going to this session.
Yeah, so we're going to kind of break down immersion because I feel like there's such this nimbus cloud that surrounds it. Sure. A lot of people, I think, have the misconception that, hey, we put a lamp in this room, that makes it a real bedroom. But my walls are made out of OSB, like flooring underlayment. Like I said, with rising customer expectations, we're starting to see that, especially with these kids nowadays and all of the information that they learn about all different industries, those expectations are rising and they will kind of see through your show a little bit. And with, all of the big theme parks being much more front facing and stuff like that. Just breaking down immersion to a base level and looking at what can I do, no matter my show, because all of us wish we had the universal budget,
Sure,
but
sure.
what realistically can I try to capture within my show? Because obviously, if you are a charity hunt, I'm not going to recommend that you try to do a manor or a castle.
Right.
I think there are middle grounds that can be found within that. And so it'll kind of be an extrapolation on immersive as a whole, because it's such a big scope. My personal interests lie within furthering immersion with tech, because a lot of people think that tech separates you from immersion, and kind of, I'll be touching a little bit. It won't be a completely tech focused seminar, but touching a little bit on how, again, that can kind of be a misconception. And so just trying to rewrite the story of immersion and figure out, what's actually going to help us and help you make a better show. So
love that. Love that. And so people from different budgets can come to the class with different expectations. Again, if you have a multi-million-dollar budget versus you're a charity and you have like $100 type of thing, what's our best choices that we can make to make the best show possible?
Yep, exactly.
I love that. All right. It's going to be Saturday from 3 to 4. And if you buy by May 29th, you're going to get that early bird special, save you a couple of bucks, and it's only $35 an attendee. Now, we have some burning questions, if we can ask, since you're
Go
here.
for it.
We're super excited. Obviously, you and Teddy and the entire team there, this like collective of artists, you guys have been doing things all over the country. We've gotten a chance to obviously see your work. When you and Teddy work together, we've seen you as this dynamic duo. What's your strong suit for each of you? Like, who takes the lead on certain things? Who takes the lead? Like, which disciplines?
Yeah, got you. On specifically the tech side, we always joke that, you have an AV company and there's the audio and the visual. And Teddy's the audio and I'm the visual, meaning audio, being audio and sound and stuff like that, and me being visual with lighting and stuff. But that really translates kind of all the way down the tree. We're always looking for people who complement, our skills, because I feel like there's a lot of pockets of people who kind of put themselves in a boiler and say, let me put myself around other artists or other people that have the same skill set as me, because you can get a lot done that way. And we have worked on crews like that. And that is a very effective powerhouse way to get through projects. But for growth and development, merging these worlds and saying, okay, what would I have to learn from someone who does drywall for a living?
Sure.
And we've worked a lot with people like that, even outside of the industry, to try and pull in as much information as possible. So trying to reach, long-term symbiosis in like the micro of that may not work as well, or there may be a little bit of translation that needs to happen. I was working recently on a project where for like the first week or two, me and this amazingly talented person were just not, it just felt like there was a language barrier, even though we were speaking kind of the same thing. We could have just called it quits. Like there was a part of me that, was like, oh, this just sucks. Like I can't get through this. Like, I don't know what's happening. And there's a part of that would have been more comfortable to shift and go to someone who knows exactly what I'm talking about. But breaking through that, on this longer project, like gave me wealth of knowledge, and the information share that came from just breaking through that uncomfortable barrier is something that we often try to explore and try to seek out, because that's where you find, the real nuggets that they can't, put in a book or send you in a PDF. It's within those people, and it's within those kind of barriers that are broken past where you kind of learn the most. So
I love that. It's in the hardest times that we learn the most, and you break, you have that personal growth, because you're kind of getting down into the trenches at that point. So that's awesome. What a very inspiring story too, to kind of overcome. Like nothing is easy. And so you're going to overcome these challenges. And it sounds like you're better for it on the other side.
Of course. Yeah.
Do you have, everybody, we joke about a Disney or a Universal budget or anything like that. You don't have to name a specific place or anything like that, but like, what would be your dream project?
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So in my collaborative nature, I've always said, like, if I hit the lottery, if I have stupid money, I want to hire all of my friends and make the coolest haunted house possible. And kind of section it to where it is like the multi-attraction style, kind of Scream Park-esque, but you just have this, multitude of flavors under one compound. Me personally, I have always wanted to do like hyper realistic outdoor style attraction, but without all the BS. If you have an outdoor attraction, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't want wasps in my scenes. I don't want anything, but I want to do that indoors. So it feels, and actually the show tour Abandoned has probably the best outdoor scene I've ever seen inside.
It's pretty crazy.
If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
If you haven't been there, go see it.
Just wait.
But that to a grand scale, so you can have the hayride feeling. And because I love all the high budget indoor haunted houses, but you cannot be rolling up outside in a grass parking lot you just got stuck in and hitting a hayride. Like, you cannot beat that feeling. That is so fall and so Halloween. And so doing that in a controlled environment would be like utopia to me. So
I love that. Now, I know you guys work everywhere. For anybody that's watching, or maybe they're working on their dream scene, or maybe they want to learn how to do a little things better, or they want to conceptualize, or maybe they want to hire you guys to help make their dreams come true. What's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
We try to be as accessible as we can. I feel like I've been in this industry since I was a kid. Like, I haven't, but I kind of ballooned up in a time in which I was a kid and very much developed in this industry. So I am always available. Even though I do have to run a business, and this is my 365 job. I show up to a haunted house almost every day to do work. I don't like to monetize just questions or helping people out. So feel free to reach out to me. Facebook is the easiest. We have a website as well, which is good for like general business inquiries and stuff like that. But add us on Facebook and send us a message. We're really not, we try to never be too busy to help out. So that's always been one of the things. You kind of see sometimes people will get a lot from an industry and then they will kind of turn their back to it and be like, well, now I'm too good. Let's not do that or give back to that. But it is like given me everything that I've wanted and the people and the experiences. So I try to give back to it as much as possible. So
Amen. Amen. Very awesome. We'll just want to highlight real quick because you've got some fans here. Kayla O'Neill says Boston is the best, and also that your seminar is going to be amazing. We talked about Peter Dunn's comment, but Kyle Miller just came in and said the man, the myth, the legend, the you. So you definitely have some love here in the chat.
That's great. I love you all. Thank you.
So super excited. Is there anything that you want to say to anybody that's watching that may be on the fence about coming to MHC? You've been coming for years. I love seeing you there. Why should people come?
MHC is the show that no matter how busy I get, it will always drag me back. And I don't say drag because it feels like a drag. I say that it is MHC comes around the corner and the schedule is cleared. I have been blessed to work in a lot of other industries. I have my hands in a lot of other industries other than haunted houses. So gone are the days of, TransWorlds this week or MHC's this week. Everybody's off, Right. But it's still like, you got to go. It is the most beneficial show. And a lot of people, even in comparing it to TransWorld, are like, oh, well, it's not as big or, it's not as much of a thing. But I would argue that I've made the most career advances at Midwest.
That's awesome.
Between the two. I love both of them, but Midwest is absolutely valuable because it is such a people show, and the people are what drives this industry. full on. There are conversations you will have at 2:30 a.m. at MHC that will make you millions in the future. Like that is just that's how it works. So that's why I go back. So
I can't ask for better words. That is the best testimonial.
good.
You're amazing because I've gotten a chance to witness that, and it's awesome to see it change lives. And I'm so grateful to get to work with you and hang out there. So
Of course.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you, and can't wait to see you in 24 days. Is that scary?
I don't like that, and I have a lot of documents to look over, but I appreciate the reminder.
That's horrible. People get so mad about it, but I'm so sorry. But all right. Well, thank you so much. Robert put it in the chat here. Explore Outerworlds.com. They will definitely be at MHC, and you can meet and greet them. And of course, take Boston's class to learn about mastering immersive haunt design.
Yep.
Boston, you're the man. Thank you so much.
you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Thanks, buddy. Always awesome having him on and getting to talk to him. We had joked about it too. We're like, all right, we get to talk on camera. We haven't done this before, so very excited to have him here. Thank you for his time. But wait, we're not done yet. Not even close. We got a returning veteran to the show that's been on a couple times and is certainly taking the world by storm. We are coming to his backyard with MHC. So TransWorld Live, help me in welcoming our next guest, Franco Grisi from Skullkrane.
How's it going? Good to see you again, Chris.
Dude, what's going on?
Oh, man, I'm super excited for this year because this is the first year that I'm doing not only the exhibiting again, but we're stacking it up with a seminar as well. And I'm so excited to share that with you guys.
I've gotten to hang out with you, obviously, at like Chicago Haunt Builders dinners and to be able to see you at these different shows. But for like the last 3 years, just to see you and your company grow, it is just awe-inspiring. And I'm so excited for you and all of your success. For those that may be newer and maybe don't know about Skullkrane, take us back to the beginning. Tell us everything about Skullkrane.
Yeah, so it all started when I was 9 years old. I am just turned 21 within the last couple months. So I'm quite the youngster. But one thing about Skullkrane is that it's been something I've been doing for pretty much the last decade. And how Skullkrane started was actually in Rosemont. That's the fun thing about it. I was at the Allstate Arena for the Sunday Wolf's Flea Market with my father come summertime in 2013. And they had this super cool animatronic skeleton. He sang Super Freak by Rick James, but the problem is he didn't work. My father and I bought him, took him home, brought him back to life, hence the slogan of Skullkrane, bring your Halloween back to life. But from that point on, I had a mission to bring animatronics back to life, and that's what I've been helping people do for quite some time now. I launched the website on January 1st of 2017, and from there on, I've just expanded my selection of animatronic parts, accessories, and more. And I'm super proud of myself, but I'm also super proud of the people that I've been able to help teach through email or at the Skullkrane store when I had the brick and mortar on how to fix their own animatronics. And I thought, what better way to pitch what I do to more people than to do a seminar. And that's definitely the thing I'm most excited for. So that's the next big stepping stone with Skullkrane. And that's why I'm hoping today to get the message out to as many people as possible to take my seminar and learn a thing or two about animatronic repair, because it's become my hobby and it's sort of become my career. I've actually incorporated into my career with the automotive industry. I'll be graduating this Saturday with my associates in automotive technology. And I'll be at the end of the month beginning my EV Master certification from General Motors. So
oh my gosh.
I've just been trying to build on myself, but Skullkrane is myself. Not only is it my DBA name, and I just got my trademark from the U.S. Patent Office within the last year and a half, but it's sort of become me. But I want to express that to everyone because I feel like there's so much to Skullkrane that more and more people could know and should know.
First, congratulations on behalf of all of us at TransWorld. I mean, you work your butt off as it is, but to go and get a secondary degree, that's fantastic. Congratulations to you. That's really, really awesome. What are it's such a cool product. Like I remember when Rich first like brought you to Robert and I, and we said, okay, look at this. This is an opportunity here to really help somebody. You are helping folks all over the industry who spend thousands of dollars in investments in their animatronics and, in props that have moving parts, and to say, hey, you don't have to throw that away. Like, we can help fix that for a very, very, very small cost, so you can keep that going for years and get your value.
Absolutely. And one thing's for certain, whether you're left, right, center, at the end of the day, animatronic prices are only going to go up this year.
Yeah,
we all know what's happening with the economy. But the one thing that isn't going to change is the cost of my products, because everything is made either here in the USA or assembled right here. Not a single thing on the site is made overseas. Some of those kits I put together right here with the help of my buddies. And again, I'm proud to say it's all made right here. So people shouldn't anticipate any price hikes on my end. But the good news is that, again, I'm willing to help more and more people fix their animatronics. And I've just been working day in and day out to try and get as many gears and belts on the site as I can. I could already see that we're scrolling through a whole bunch. The kits are only getting bigger. We're going to be expanding to Amazon this year as well, which I'm super excited for, because it's going to be able to get people kits the next day or even the same day in some regions. So it's gonna become mainstream, and my goal is to make animatronic repair the next big thing. I've seen, a lot of these bigger companies are starting to make a push to sort of create their own in-house animatronic repairs. I've actually been reached out to by some to try and expand on theirs, but I've sort of just kept in with my own. And I'm proud of myself again for it, because really this catalog, from where it was when I started this, when I was 13 years old, to where it is now, is just, it's truly remarkable. But again, just to see it and log into my website every day, see the orders come in, see familiar names, new names, people emailing me looking for support with their animatronics. It just, every time I see my site, I just think back to where I started and my short time here on Earth, and where it's gotten.
Bravo, sir. I remember us talking right here at TransWorld Live either last time or 2 times ago, and you didn't have that, immersive or vast list. And we were talking about how if you do need a part, you have those 3D capabilities, those 3D printing capabilities. People can work with you to print a custom part. They don't have to go somewhere else. It's not like, hey, I don't have it on my website, I can't help you. No, reach out to Franco. He will help find a solution for you.
Absolutely. And I actually have one of my buddies who also models for me, Cruz. He's in the chat. He's poking at me over there. But the great thing about Skullkrane is that I've expanded to where it can be as simple as you mail in your part and it gets modeled, and you need as many copies as you need. You order them, I get them sent out to you. So there's no more of that question of whether or not you can get the part. It actually, this whole thing came into fruition when I myself was working on an animatronic. I didn't have the part. I got it modeled. And then I thought, you know what, this is a scalable business, to which it is. And again, so many people, I could already see some people in the chat are giving me some props for my product, and I back everything for life. So actually right there on the screen, I have a lifetime warranty on all my parts. And if something fails, it's going to be replaced at no charge. That's because I stand by the quality of my product. It doesn't mean that everything's going to last forever, but it does mean that it will be covered forever. So, and again, I'm proud to have a product that's made here in the US by either myself, modeled by someone here. So you're working with people here. You shoot me an email, you're going to get right to me. It goes right before me. So again, this isn't going to be, you send an email, it gets stuck in limbo, it bounces between people. You're going to talk right to me, and I'm going to make sure you get what you need and you know how to fix it.
We are seeing the comments in the chats, but that's one thing I want to remind people from all the times that I've known you. The customer service is just sublime. I mean, you won't rest until someone is happy, and that is unbelievable in any business, especially ours. So bravo and hats off to you.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. And I strive to, maintain my 100% positive feedback on eBay. Then obviously on the website, I mean, I don't want to see anybody unhappy with my product. Right. Obviously, the saying goes, the customer is always right. And so sometimes as a retailer, you tend to disagree with that. But one thing's for certain is that every customer deserves to be happy. And that's truly what I stand by. I'm going to make sure that everyone's happy. If you order the wrong part, we'll exchange it. We'll get you the right part. If your part breaks, we'll get it replaced at no charge. And if you don't have the part, you send in your part, we get it modeled. So really, there's just so many pieces to the business, no pun intended, to where it's going to be good for everyone.
Well, Oz Creates actually just posted in there about how he's sending you. He just emailed you. He's got plenty of business. Other folks are also talking about that as well. And guys, I want to help clarify too. It's not just gears and wheels and cogs. Like, you do everything that helps make that animatronic move, from little belts to pins to anything. You're the guy. You're the guy.
Absolutely. And we'll delve into the seminar a little bit, but I'll go ahead and round off with Skullkrane. The site as it is, you've got the animatronic kits on there, and those are truly monumental to people, because some people can buy that pro kit or buy that bundle, and they can keep that for as long as they're servicing animatronics, which so many people have told me that they have and use. And again, you could just see by the prices. I mean, just to keep it and have it. Truly, there's no reason not to. And these will be available at the show as well. But I have so many animatronic parts that I've garnered from just servicing animatronics, scrapping animatronics, that if you need something that's not on the site, even something as bizarre as, say, a speaker, or you need a pole, or you need a bass, I might have it. So just go ahead and shoot me an email. The worst thing you can get is a no, and I'll keep on the lookout. And there's been times where I've bookmarked people's emails, and I've actually told them, you know what, I found this part, and it'll be a year later or 2 years later, and they'll still need it. So I'm always looking out for my customers. There were some customers actually, before we get into the seminar, that actually were asking me for classes, and they wanted to take their sons or even themselves and come in and go one-on-one for animatronic repair. And I shot them an email, and I said, get on the TransWorld Live, because this is what you need. And so many people are excited for this. And I'm hoping with this show and with all the promo you guys are doing, and I really appreciate that of you guys, that we can make this something really big and special.
It is. I'm so glad that you plugged it that way, because truly, I just want to pause for that second. Your customer service is crazy. So yes, you want to sell some products too, but you're going to help people do those. And through that, you have given a lot of education out. One of the coolest features is not only are you going to be teaching at this year's MHC, but this is a pretty awesome new concept of a class where it's really kind of hands-on. You are talking about reviving the frights, electrical and mechanical fixes for animatronic props. But there's a lot of crazy stuff we're going to be able to do during this class. Tell us what we're looking forward to here.
Absolutely. And first and foremost, I love the name you guys assigned to this class, because even I don't think I have that creativity. Reviving the Frights is an awesome name, but truly it's going to be exactly what we're going to be doing. So I brainstormed a little bit. I spoke with Jim actually earlier today to make sure we were clear to do it, and we are. We're going to be doing a live animatronic repair demonstration. That's what's going to set this class apart. This is crazy. From anything else in the past. And I'm hoping it's something we can continue for the future. So I started my repair work on a Gemmy animatronics. That's what we're going to be working on, a Gemmy animatronic. And it'll be a smaller one, but it's going to be something that everybody can see. It'll be simple enough to everyone can follow along. So how the class is going to be set up, and I'm still in the brainstorming stages on this, but it's going to start out with a slideshow presentation of the fundamentals. And this is going to be the ultimate beginner's crash course on animatronic repair. So it'll start out, we're going to talk about the basic fundamentals of electrical, the basic fundamentals of mechanical, and we'll talk about strategy-based diagnosis, which in the automotive field we use to efficiently and effectively diagnose and service a vehicle. And with an animatronic, I want to take that knowledge that I've learned from working in the automotive field for a few years now, and with the certifications that I've received, to this animatronic field from the automotive field, because truly, if you can service an animatronic and learn those fundamentals, it'll be footsteps to you doing anything really around the house or even with your own car. And I think the rotary fundamentals of electronics and mechanical sound intimidating at first, but if you take this class, believe me when I tell you, I will make sure that everyone walks away with something new. And that's going to be my goal. We're going to start out right away with the presentation on the fundamentals, on what we see fail on these animatronics, how to diagnose a circuit board, how to diagnose a power failure, how to diagnose a mechanical fault. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to lay out all the tools right in front of you, every single tool that you'll need to repair this animatronic. So that way everyone can see them. And I'll do my best to make a master list so everyone can take it home so they know what to order. And it won't just include kits from my site. It'll include a multimeter. It'll include the proper screwdrivers. And it'll include everything else that you might need to service an animatronic. We'll take apart the animatronic. I'll show you why the animatronic failed. We'll pull the motor out. We'll take a look at the gearbox, and I'll show you what to look for. We'll replace the bad gear in the gearbox. We'll correct any electrical faults that we have. We'll put it all back together, and we'll demonstrate how we took this faulty animatronic and brought it back to life.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. Seriously. I'm literally texting Jen right now. I don't have anything to do on Saturday from 3 to 4. I need to go to this class. And apparently a lot of people in the chat are agreeing because this is amazing. These are life skills beyond haunt skills too. This is awesome.
Absolutely. And again, pointing back to the automotive field where that's my day job. It's really, really, and I don't mean to toot my own horn. It's impressive to see how far I've come.
Yeah.
From just working on animatronics, because I do blow some people away, especially at the training center for a GM with the skills that I have garnered through my time with animatronics. And when I tell people, yeah, I got it from fixing animatronics for Halloween. And I explain to people, yeah, when you walk into Spirit Halloween or the Home Depot and you see the animatronics that move and talk, yeah, I fix those. That's always my elevator pitch. And people just kind of stand there with their jaw open and just go, I cannot believe that you've come from that to this. And you know what? I just, the stairs keep leading me higher and higher in the industry, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. And again, I really, really want to, pitch to people to come out to this seminar because I've got quite the background. Don't let my age fool you. I seriously do believe that no matter how much skill you may have, truly you're going to walk away with something new. And again, I'll be vending at MHC as well. So if you come to my class and you have a question, absolutely, no doubt about it, come to my booth and ask me about it. I really want this to be more than just an hour interaction. I want it to go further than that. If you come to my class, you go home, you go on your computer, you go, you know what? I want to fix my animatronic today. You order the part for your animatronic. It comes in the mail and you shoot me an email or you give me a call and you say, I want to fix this. I'm going to help you fix it. That's really what I want people to know about Skullkrane, is that it's truly what a small business is, but it's one that cares for the people. And I mean, it's a one-man show. I mean, I have help from crews in the chat, but I mean, I've got my father, and I really appreciate them for all that they do. But this is a one-man show. You email me, you reach me. You call me, you reach me. And I want people to know that by supporting this brand and this company, you're supporting me. You're supporting me through college. And you're just supporting what I hope that you guys feel is a great cause. And I thank everyone who's been around for as long as they have for their support. And I could see when I send out the email blasts, like for this show, and when I send out these cards that you gave me, Chris, to send out with orders, and I see names that I've seen on my orders for 5, 6, 7 years. I mean, those are the people that truly make Skullkrane what it is and make me who I am today.
You're a master. You're a master. Literally, Oz Creates in the chat just said he just signed up. So truly, on behalf of all of our dads that are awesome and all of our cruises that we have, that's awesome that you're able to put together this team that supports you. But truly, your workmanship and your integrity, you have been able to stand by this product and support the industry for as long as you have. You are absolutely right. Those stairs are only going to keep going up. And it's such an honor to be able to help support you and to be able to promote such an awesome product and get to see you teach and see you on the floor at MHC.
Chris, once again, thank you for the opportunity, and same to Rich, Jen, Robert, all you guys. It wouldn't be possible without you guys. And like you said at the beginning, it truly, the show is in my backyard, and that's what sort of made this show so close to me. But actually being able to go to TransWorld the last few years, that's been a privilege. Going down to St. Louis and experiencing that and seeing kind of where the road may take me. I'm really excited for it. I really hope this show is a success because I would love to deliver it at more venues. And I think that's possible. And I'm already seeing people in the chat saying they signed up. And I am so excited to see that, because I'm hoping I walk into a room full of people that are ready to learn, because those learners are going to take that knowledge and spread it to the next person, and hopefully spread the word on what's going to be a great class and what I hope is a great show for Skullkrane and for all the vendors that are going to be at MHC this season.
Heck yes. Well, if you sign up before May 29th, you get to save yourself a few bucks here. $35 is the early bird special. Skullkrane.com is the place that you can get all your repair needs and reach out to Franco. But we're not done yet. We're not even close to done. We can't let him go yet. He's doing this amazing seminar. What do you say on behalf of Jen and Rich? We give away one to yours, or if somebody already signed up and they want to pick a different seminar, we're going to give away a 1 hour class at MHC. You want to help?
Yeah, absolutely. This sounds like a great idea, but we might have to because they have to come to mine.
All right, deal. All right, guys, this is just for Franco's. I love this. Let's do it. Let's do it. You got to help me with this. Do you have a fun trivia question that maybe the folks can chime in on? If you do, give me 1 second here. I'm going to give the rules out to everybody. So here's how it's going to work. He is going to read that trivia question. And if he doesn't have one ready, I'm going to do it. But we're going to have a trivia question for you. And then in the chat, you are going to type MHC and the answer to that question. Franco and I will be watching. And we'll see the first person that we see, and we'll call it out when we see it.
Already sounds good. So I've got a good one for you guys, just because
right.
It's related to what I do. And I'm null and voiding Cruz's answer, so Cruz is out on this one.
Disqualified.
What is my favorite Halloween movie?
Oh, that's great. All right, guys, MHC, and then the answer to that question of what is Franco's favorite Halloween movie? Cruz is out. How many hours do you work, Cruz? I'm just curious.
He likes to tease me. He'll be like, "Can I get a grain of rice for my day's work?" No, Cruz has truly been awesome about everything, and he actually just dropped off some more kits that he made today.
That's awesome.
So I thank him for that. I mean, he's been huge on getting that done, because I really want to go big on Amazon this year.
Sure.
And if that's going to happen, I need everyone I can get all hands on deck making kits, and he's one of those people, and I thank him for that. I'll give you guys a hint. It's an animatronic related movie.
Oh, good hint. I don't even know the answer to this. This is what's fun here. But good hint. I like that. All right, we got stuff coming in. We know it is not Hocus Pocus or The Nightmare Before Christmas or Maximum Overdrive or Chucky or Frankenstein. Good guess there, Gretchen. Frankenstein, kind of animatronic, kind of.
Hamburger's got it.
There we go. Hamburger Hospital with the win. 5 Nights at Freddy's. A classic. Okay. A new age classic, I should say. All right, Hamburger Hospital. I think you've reached out to me before, but KRIS@HAAshow.com. And let me know all your info. We'll get you hooked up to go hang out with Franco at MHC. Franco, on behalf of all of us, thank you so much for everything.
Truly a pleasure, you guys. Thanks for having me on, and I'll see you guys at the show.
Love it. Can't wait to see you. It's in his backyard. We'll see you in just 24 days. All right, TransWorld Live. But wait, there's more. Hang on for 1 second while we have this commercial break. Of course, thank you. Of course, to Ticket Spice. We love those. Guys, we're going to see them, obviously, in 24 days. You can, too, right on the MHC floor. They're actually our stage sponsor as well. So make sure that when you're checking out the pit and all of these the pit Olympics with all the haunts and all the fun stuff that we have with the contests on the stage, pay some homage to our premier show sponsor for TransWorld Live, Ticket Spice. Thank you guys so much. Okay, we're not even close to halfway done here, guys. Super excited for our next guest. He's been on the show a whole host of times. He does a whole lot of stuff for Chicago Haunt Builders and for TransWorld. TransWorld Live. Help us in re-welcoming to the stage Mr. Jim Slanker.
So I just want to thank you for making sure I get no sleep tonight by saying, I don't know, 183 times, 24 days to the show. So yes, I'm in.
Hey, Jim, do you know there's 24 days to MHC? And it's obviously much sooner for TransWorld staff and for those that are loading in earlier, but it is 24 days until Friday the 6th. So I just want to make that worse. So yeah. How excited are you? I mean, it is awesome to see the buzz around all of us, but I know you are working intimately in all of those details. It's got to be over the roof exciting.
Yeah, I'm absolutely excited about it. So, I think Boston mentioned it, right? People compare TransWorld to MHC, and I've gone to both innumerable times, and I liken it to the difference between traveling for work, which I did for years and years and years extensively, and then traveling for personal enjoyment, right? Travel for work, you might get out to a restaurant or, a couple hours somewhere, but then that's TransWorld, right? MHC is traveling for personal enjoyment. It's just a blast, right? It's the trade show, it's the pit, it's the seminars, it's the walk through haunted house, it's the Friday night tour, it's everything that's going on. It's just nonstop fun and excitement, and it's really not the comparison of the two, right? And
right.
My wife and I have gone to Midwest Haunters since early on when it was in Columbus, and followed it absolutely here, and it is just a blast. So much fun.
I couldn't agree more. And you're such an integral part of making sure that there is more than enough stuff to do. So if you come in a weekend and you don't know anybody, you are going to meet some friends really quick at one of our 2,400 events and seminars and opportunities to mingle and to network and to learn from different people all over the Midwest and the country.
Yeah, we've made so many great friendships from people we've bumped into at Midwest Haunters over the years. It's just, it's I don't know, going on almost 20 years now, and some deep friendships we've made.
Now, we know that you do work for us at TransWorld, and we are so honored to have that. But can we put that hat on the side just for a second? Because you've been at the helm of Chicago Haunt Builders, a very important partner to us here at MHC and TransWorld, but also very key figures in the Chicago market for any of those home decorators, home haunters, do-it-yourselfers. Can you talk a little bit about the Chicago Haunt Builders and what they are for maybe those that don't get that cool pleasure of being in the club, being in the area, and maybe they want to start something like that in their metropolitan area?
Yeah, so picture 3,400 Francos. Every time I'm asked, I feel like I should change it up and everything, but I've never been able to find different words. Is Chicago Haunt Builders is just an amazing group of people, right? We're all in northern Illinois to mid Illinois, northern Indiana, southern Wisconsin. I think we've got a big toe into Iowa with a couple folks. But, we're predominantly home haunters, Halloween enthusiasts. We have pro haunters. We have actors in there and everything. But, I describe it as we're not a Facebook group, right?
Right.
We're just a really close group of Halloween enthusiasts, lovers, home haunters who currently are just using Facebook to communicate, right?
Sure.
So, it's just, but it really is just an amazing group of people. And Franco epitomizes what it is. You saw his passion for helping others, for learning, for education, for supporting. That is what Chicago Haunt Builders is. It's just people, helping build others within the community, Halloween community, and make us all better. Right?
Yeah.
It's amazing, right? You can someone will, say, hey, I got this question, this problem and everything. And all of a sudden you've got 24 people responding with, suggestions and help. 12 of them are saying, I'll be over tonight or this weekend. Right.
Yes.
It's just such a positive community about building up others so that the sum of everything is bigger. And it's just enough. And I have to say this, and I'm not going to let you get a word in edgewise. I think you know this. The highest compliment in my house you can hear is that I hate you, right? Because we mean it in the best possible way.
Yeah.
We hate you because we're insanely jealous of your skill and ability. Like, I hate my wife, right? Because she's so artistic and talented. And if I do a stick person, people are going, what's that, right? They don't even recognize it as a stick person. And so, I hate you, right? There are so many people in the group I literally detest because they're so talented and such amazing and capable people. It's just, but everyone's so like free and open with, hey, this is how you do it. Let me help you. And it's just, it's a great group of people.
It couldn't have said it better. I've had you as a guide as I've gotten to learn and become a bigger part, to be immersed into the Chicago Haunt Builders and to meet so many talented and intelligent people. And just like we have Alan and Shannon Hops that are commenting and very honored and, commending of your group, I couldn't agree more. You had kind of guided me around the room at one of the early events I was at, and it was wild because, as you pointed out, you have a doctor sitting next to a custodian, sitting next to a school principal, sitting next to an auto mechanic, and all of them don't care about their real lives. They're just talking about how to make their houses spookier, or how to do that trick, or how to make sure that they are giving the best that they can do at their home every season, because it's the passion that comes through. And people are just helping each other, and it's an amazing community, to use Alan's words. But truly, to not rip off, I know we're going to age ourselves here for a second here, but a good Bill Murray line, you're our big toe, you're the Chicago Haunt Builders big toe. And we love that. And we're so grateful because at every one of the shindigs, at every one of the events, you help bring everyone together. So on behalf of all of us, including Shannon Hops, who's a Texas girl in the Chicago Haunt Builders group, thank you for all you do to make this group succeed.
I'm honored. I'm just honored to be among so many people I hate.
Now, wait, for those that might be thinking, okay, wait, I decorate my house. I'm kind of within those borders. I'm in Texas. How can people sign up to be a part of this very supportive and inclusive community?
So we are Facebook based. We're not a Facebook group, so it's not the typical Facebook group. We just use it as a vehicle. We've used other technologies. Right now it's Facebook. As technologies change, we'll move on to another platform. We do keep it. We're not looking to be the world's largest Facebook group. It's really about the socialization and the relationships we build as in a local geographic area. So we do keep it predominantly to Northern Illinois, and we're very liberal to that. I mean, I'll even go south of I-80, right?
Love it.
Anyone who doesn't live in Illinois will understand that joke. But
it's a different state. It's a different state.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, so Northern Illinois into Middle Illinois, we actually have some almost subgroups where they'll get more geographic and do things together.
Sure.
But Northern Indiana, Southern Wisconsin, because it's all about socialization and getting together and being a geographical community. And you go to Facebook, you search Chicago Haunt Builders, you click on apply, answer the questions. It says in there, answer the questions or you won't be approved, but it's amazing. So many people don't answer the questions. So,
Love it.
but yeah, it's just an awesome, amazing group of people. And, if anyone's interested in starting a group, we're I think last time I looked 3,400. Obviously not all those are active.
Sure.
But if anyone's interested in doing something in their local geographic area, I can't recommend it enough. We didn't start with 3,400. We started with a handful, and we've just grown over the years and everything. But even a handful,
Yeah.
It really changes the whole Halloween experience when there's others locally that you can engage with, that you can, do things with, ask questions.
Sure.
We're doing, my wife and I are hosting a make and take
Yeah.
in less than 2 weeks. We're going to be building 80 motorized props, right? I had to max it out at 80. That's the most
Sure,
prep I
sure.
could do and everything. Shout out to Fright Props for sponsoring us on that and helping us out with it. But
Thank you, Scott.
even if it's just a handful of people, I just can't recommend it enough. Just build it from there, right?
Yeah.
We build a list of decorated homes for Halloween
Yes.
that 400 plus people decide. No, you don't have to do it, but 400 plus people do it. It drives attendance, and news services in the Chicagoland area have picked it up, and it's really the go-to list for Halloween.
Could not endorse your list more. It is an amazing tool. Yes, you could print it out, or you could use it on your Google Maps too. I mean, it's just a wonderful resource. Now, we do have a question real quick, because for those that might be wondering, sure, like you have a wonderful home haunt that is legendary, and I don't think a square inch of grass is unused at Canyon Trail Cemetery. You definitely need to check that out if you haven't checked out Canyon Trail Cemetery. But for those that might be just starting out and saying, hey, listen, I don't have like 2,000 props on my yard. I just do a few things. Am I still cool to join this group?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's not, how much stuff you've got. My description is, when you decorate for Halloween, you don't compare to others who decorate for Halloween.
That's right.
You compare to the 99.9% of other people who don't.
Yeah,
And
I like that.
In my eyes, it's like walking into an art museum, right?
Yeah.
Some people do large murals, and other artists do incredible carved miniatures, right? And I don't think anyone walks up to a Van Gogh in an art museum and goes, it's no Sistine Chapel, right?
Right.
You appreciate the artistry for what it is. It's not a competition. We get so many people, oh, I'm not worthy. No, it's not about worthiness. You're not comparing against others who do. And like I say, you just, no one's going, it's no Sistine Chapel,
Right. I love that.
So,
like we talked about, it's inclusive to all, whether you decorate one thing or you decorate 1,000 things. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. You have a place and a home here in Chicago Haunt Builders. Now, what's really cool is we get to see those products of all of that passion, that love, that labor throughout the September and October season. But at MHC, you're bringing Chicago Haunt Builders again right to the floor, and we're going to get a chance to see some of their work in a fully featured walk.
Yeah, so some of the amazing people that I talked about, in a matter of hours, and I was thinking today how I could do a time-lapse camera, because it's, in a matter of hours on Friday, we go through from the Beer Convention Hall floor till the end of Friday, a fully functioning walk-through haunted house that really demonstrates and shows off the talents and skills of Chicago Haunt Builders. It's all done by Chicago Haunt Builders. Everyone volunteers their time. We've got Vicky and Eva and Glenn who really spearheaded up this year, but everyone participates and helps out, and just it's an amazing hour. 9:00 Friday morning, it's convention hall floor, and by 5:00 Friday, there's a full facade up. There's a walkthrough haunted house ready to go for Saturday morning. And then, Saturday and Sunday, it's a free walkthrough haunted house on the convention show floor, staffed by Chicago Haunt Builders Acting. So I know Japes, once again, is helping out, herd the cats for the actors, if you will. But that just shows how wide the participation is.
Absolutely.
In Chicago Haunt Builders.
Well, we love Japes, but what an awesome opportunity. We obviously are all passionate about spooky things, and to be able to not only go through a fully featured haunted attraction right there on the floor and to have it be a part of your ticket price. It is free. There's nothing additional to buy. You can go through 12 times if you want to. Do you have any record holders from last year? Like, did you see a consistent customer? Be honest with you, the line can get so long. I don't know if you can get through multiple, too many times. It's true. It's true. It's
just,
true.
The line stretched for a while, and it's probably so successful because I have nothing to do with it. Right? It really is Eva and Vicky and Glenn, and previously Michael Peters from Nightmare Haunted House.
We love all of them.
Who played a huge role in it, and Michael and his team still participate in it. It's just amazing. It's a miniature pro haunted house set up in just hours.
It's so awesome. And I can't wait to see what you guys come up with this year. Can you give any hints? Are there a theme or anything that you might be able to hint? I understand if not.
It might be a little boggy. So.
Okay, I see what you're putting down. I see that. Love it. Well, one of the cool things about Chicago Haunt Builders is your passion, obviously, and you guys are helping each other solve problems. Education always becomes an important role, and while you guys do that daily, you're bringing some of your talents to MHC. We talked about Franco having a session. We know plenty of others that are on this list. Can you walk us through some of the amazing seminars that you've been so integral in setting up to make sure people are getting these amazing, unique education opportunities?
Yeah. I really want to say that I think what's been presented for education and seminars is really outstanding, and it really offers, no matter whether you're pro haunter, haunt owner, actor, home haunter, there's so much for anyone, right?
Sure.
And we've made it as broad. I mean, Saturday opens with Brian Warner, just
Love him.
Such a multi-talented person. Both in the technological side and the creative side. He's going to be opening up the show seminars on Saturday morning with life casting and talking about how you can, create props, through life casting, whether it's that big toe or, full body on there. So we're lucky to have him.
Maybe bringing a Katie Lane. Who knows? Bringing a Katie Lane. Who knows?
Rumor has it. So, but once again, I won't go into every seminar like this, but this kind of exemplifies how the seminars are really geared towards a very broad audience. And no matter what level you are within the industry, you can go and take it and come out with information, right? A pro haunter or, a haunt owner, and then, even a home haunter, right? Wanting to know how to, make the prop arms and everything. So it's really a wide, audience that we're going for. But, at the same time, we've got the legendary Alex Woday, if you're in the Chicago area, Hell's Gate, Sharky, once again, going to everyone, in the industry is, how to bring an icon character to life. Her character Sharky is famous. She's an amazing FX artist, an amazing character, and she's going to talk about how to bring that to life.
Love that. Great offering.
We slide into Alan. He's going to, Alan's famous for, his tips for pro haunters. He's bringing the home haunters, right? 21 tips for home haunters that turn your home into a Halloween masterpiece.
Ooh, I like that.
And really, the information that Alan brings and the knowledge and his passion for education and supporting the home haunters. There's a number of home haunters within Chicago Haunt Builders that have gone into professional. So,
very much so.
So we're blessed to have Alan. Scott Bibas from Fright Props is talking about controllers and how to handle some of his controllers. That's a big cloud for many people. It's a scary electronic thing that has a lot of mystery behind it. He's going to try to take some of that mystery away from it, and especially with their line of controllers, show how easy it is to program those and make things do, what you need it to do. Then we slide into Stevie Calabrese, Realm of Terror, a very, very talented makeup artist, special effects artist. On Face Off, I think it was season 9.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
She's going to talk about, once again, to that broad base of people, right? The introduction to being a makeup artist, right? She's very talented, years of experience, and she's going to talk about what you need to know. Basically, you're going to take her entire career and all the mistakes she's made, and you're not going to have to do those. Right? Everything that she's learned the hard way, the things that, you should have this and not that, or, and everything, that's really what she's going to cover. And, not everyone, I'm a boomer, right? You got to learn your life lessons and you got to go through the hard times like I did and everything. Well, you don't, right? You can actually learn from people and not have to go through and make the same mistakes. And that's what Stevie's going to talk about.
Great choices.
Tyler from Fairworm is going to talk about social media and really how to create a social media plan for your haunt. Once again, whether you're pro or home haunt, right? It applies. Social media and a home haunt is critical, and certainly we know on the pro side as well, right?
Oh, for sure. It's essential.
There's no more radio or anything like that. It's all social media.
It's true.
Then we slide into Franco in Boston.
Yes.
We pit them up to see, make people do a hard choice, right?
That 3:00 slot is a tough one.
Right? Yin or yang, right? Choose wisely is all I can say.
Exactly. 2 great options. You can't go wrong.
Right? And then we close out Saturday with Chicago Haunt Builders. Franco's a member of Chicago Haunt Builders, exemplifies Chicago Haunt Builder attitude. We close it out with 2 more Chicago Haunt Builders, Dave and Aubrey of Horror Props. A few years ago, you might have, a couple times, I don't know, 500 million times, their video was viewed, with the Stranger Things. And they just went viral, right? So okay, even a blind squirrel finds an acorn occasionally. But what makes Dave and Aubrey special, besides being amazing people, right? There's a lot of people who could go through that literally international media. I mean, they had lines of media and news organizations waiting to interview them and everything. And you know what? There might be a human or two that would cop an attitude about that, right? And Dave and Aubrey absolutely did not. They're just very down to earth, awesome people.
Amazing.
Just the salt of the earth, right? And so supportive, really exemplifying that Chicago Hunt Builders attitude and everything. But what makes their success different, right, is, okay, they had success, but they're not one and done, right?
No.
They followed that up with continually building this viral empire of, video after video, going viral or engaging with movie studios and everything. And they're going to talk about how to help make that happen, right? And, is it the algorithm or is it the evil truth of going viral? So two very cool people going to talk about their experiences and how you can, shoot for the star as well.
Jim, I've got to say, this Saturday lineup is insane. Like, what wonderful experts, great choices on not only the class topics, but the presenters. Love all of them, know all of them personally. But wait, there's more? Like, we're not done on Saturday.
Right. So, just to torment people, right? Because, MHC is all about the costume ball, right?
Yes.
That's what MHC is the costume ball, and they're just phenomenal costumes that people put on, and just the absolutely MHC is a costume ball with a trade show floor, right?
Okay, all right, I love it.
It's amazing. So we're gonna have that Saturday night, then the after party for you youngins and everything. But buy some extra Monster drinks or whatever you do to recharge, because first thing Sunday morning, Alan Hops is doing a 2-hour workshop, hands-on.
Okay.
And what makes that kind of different is hands-on with foam, right? And usually, you think foam, oh my gosh, I can't get it on my hands and everything. Well, he's going to talk about Loctite, where you can sculpt with it and actually do things with your hands and not come off with, foam for your hands on your hands for the next, 16 weeks and everything. So it's a hands-on workshop. And it's just an awesome opportunity. We don't usually do 2-hour workshops, but this topic was so awesome that we had to do it. So it includes supplies and everything. So
anytime you get to work hands-on with Alan, I mean, that's an awesome honor. That's awesome.
And then we slide into another Chicago Haunt Builders member, Vinny Ringelston. So if you don't recognize the name, maybe you recognize the costume contest award winner last year for the Sinister Visions contest last year. Vinny's an amazing home haunter who's gone basically pro in there, and he's going to talk about, and he does these amazing characters, right?
Yeah.
And it's not a costume, right? It's a character.
It is.
And he's going to talk about, the title is From Concept to Creature, Bringing Your Darkest Ideas to Life. He's going to talk about from A to Z, from, the art concept to the design, to how to use CAD and 3D printing to help out, the technology in it, right? Because this is not the Halloween costumes with which I grew up, which were the vinyl aprons and the masks you couldn't breathe on, right? These actually have technology in them. And then he's going to talk about the materials, how to finish them and everything like that. And it's just, we're fortunate to have him to speak. Once again, whether you're a home haunter, whether you're an actor, whether you're just looking to do a really cool costume to go out on Halloween, or you're a pro haunter, it really, anyone from those areas can come and get something.
Love this.
And then we finish out the sprint, right? Because it is really a sprint on there, with Teddy Summers talking about scenic finishing, right? Building worlds with brush strokes and spray bottles. Teddy is an incredibly talented, scenic artist. Boston talked about it, how they complement each other. Just very skilled, and he's going to talk about that. And somewhere along there, I think I forgot Ryan Visengard on. I think Saturday. I think they did. I mean, how can I skip Ryan Visengard? Just such a talented guy, right? Just such an amazing, talented guy. And oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot Ryan. But Woods of Terror. There, and he's going to basically do a TED-like talk and just talk about his life through haunting and his life and how you can, what he did and how that's opened doors. And it's really one to enable others to follow that path. So really a great opportunity to sit with a really talented person.
Yeah. Well, Jim, seriously, what a huge lineup of great seminars at a great price point. If you purchase any of those 1-hour classes before May 29th, you're going to get that $35 price tag, so you can save a couple of dollars. But that does not mean that you're going to save on the talent and the expertise. You guys have really hand-selected the cream of the crop.
Yeah, I really think I'm in awe of the speakers in the this year. I think it's really great.
Well, we know we just touched over these. MidwestHauntersCon.com. Go check them out for yourself. Go check out the bios. We talk to a lot of people that pick seminars and they want to learn more about who they're learning from. Check out the seminar bios. You can learn a little bit more about each one of their backgrounds, what makes them so amazing, and that we get the opportunity to learn from them at MHC. Jim, what do you think? Should we maybe do something really special because we want people to go to these seminars? Do you think we should give away one right now, maybe?
I don't see Jen and Rich on, so let's sneak one out there.
Okay, let's do one before they know what's going on. All right.
Let's give away the house.
Oh boy. And here's the text right now. No, all right, guys, on behalf of Jen, Rich, and Jim, myself, and everyone at TransWorld, we're going to give you one hour seminar to anything that Jim just talked about here, except for the workshop. So any of the 1 hour seminars is going to be on the house here. Jim, do you have any fun trivia that you might be able to ask? I'm putting him on the spot here. That's okay.
Right?
That's okay. Yeah. That's okay. That's okay. If not, I've got a fun one that you can help me answer.
You're far more creative.
No. I don't know about that. So we're talking about movies because movies inspire us. And so we did get Franco's movie. His favorite Halloween movie was Five Nights at Freddy's, a new favorite, a new classic among us. But how about we ask what's Jim's favorite horror movie? And if you know, put it in the chat, MHC, and then your answer to what Jim's favorite horror movie might be, what inspires all of the nightmares that he creates for the Carroll Stream neighborhood and all throughout Chicagoland.
I'm going to have to say Rob got it right away.
Right out of the gate. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, technically. So the problem is I'm not into horror, right?
I know.
I've never seen horror movies. I've never watched Halloween and everything, but I am a Godzilla fanatic.
Love it.
And my proudest achievement as a father is both my kids love the Godzilla. The original 50s and 60s Godzilla movies. So.
Oh my gosh. I love that. I love that was the answer, actually. I had a feeling it was out of the norm, but Rob, congratulations on behalf of all of us at TransWorld. You just won yourself a 1 hour seminar to any of those seminars, whatever of your choosing. Email me, KRIS@HAAshow.com, and we'll get you connected to get you hooked up at the gate. Jim, there's so much, and I know that we've got so much, and we've got still a guest waiting in the wings and ready to roll, but what could you say to anybody to get them excited about MHC if they're not already excited enough?
It's just really, we started going as just home haunters, and we fell in love with it. It's just an amazing weekend. There is no other experience like hanging out for the weekend with other like-minded people who have the same passion, who have the same enjoyments, and it's all about that, right?
I could not agree more, honestly. And it's such a pleasure to see yourself, all the Chicago Haunt Builders, and everybody that's going to be coming to MHC 2025 here in Rosemont. Just 24 days. Oh my gosh. I got to say it again. I'm sorry. Well, Jim, it's such a pleasure. I'm sure we're actually going to be talking here real soon, but any closing thoughts?
See you in 24 days.
Get out, wait, my friend. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh. Such a pleasure. And welcome back to all of those from TaterCon. Tater, what's up? Hope you had fun. I know some of your crew watched from the live seeds there, so we can't wait to hear about all the hijinks on a future episode. But we're not done yet. We're not even close to done. We've got an all-star sitting in the wings, waiting to go, waiting for it to get dark, because we've got something really, really special. He's a brand new exhibitor that has taken the trade shows from TransWorld to East Coast by storm, and he is bringing all of that havoc right to MHC. TransWorld Live, help us in welcoming from Illumibot, Ross Arroyo.
Hey, all right.
It's dark there now. It's dark.
It's dark. I was like, okay, just go longer. Go longer. It's getting darker. And now it's just totally pitch black.
See, it worked out perfectly. It worked out awesome. It's such a pleasure. Holy cow, I feel like I just saw you in Philly a couple days ago.
Totally.
Your product has truly been taking just the trade show by storm. Rich and I and Jen and everybody, we've been kind of like, hey, what's one of those products that's just new and emerging, and we're taking people by the booth. You guys are really changing the game. And can you talk about your experience so far? I think we talked right before TransWorld, and I don't think maybe everybody saw that buzz, that craziness that it's been since we last talked.
Yeah, we'll get into some great demos on it in a minute. But what's really cool is I'm in my front yard where it all started, right? And I've done projection mapping for many years back when it was, well, it's still hard. Sure. But just with the different ways, and it's just so much you had to do. But once AI hit the scene, I mean, that was it. It was over. And it's doing, everybody knows about AI and how it's revolutionizing just about everything. But I saw it very clearly about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, when it was really punching in there. And so I developed my own prototype of the app. And in my front yard, where I'm sitting right now, which I'll turn the camera in a minute, I did my first prototype, and I said words, and my house turned into what I said. And I was like, oh, hey, Alan. I was just so giddy. Like, I can't believe that just happened. And now I'm here with you, and I'll get to share that again. And we've come a long way. Somebody chatted in one of our Facebook chats, or someone's like, hey, I guess we're all beta testers. And like, yeah. In the world of AI, it is nearly impossible to keep up. The models are changing, the new capabilities, the animations, everything just keep getting better and better. And we are just scrambling.
It is wild to see what you've done with this product. And you're right, keeping up with technology as it is emerging, daily. I mean, it's progressing, it's getting crazier. I remember I had brought over a theme park friend of mine to your booth, and they did not think what their suggestion would be able to be possible to be populated. And they gave their specifications, and all of a sudden it popped up on your demo house, and they were just blown away, absolutely amazed at the technology. We're getting excited. We've been through this, and Alan's seen it, and several of the folks in the chat. But just in case, let's back up just a half step. Tell us, what is Illumibot?
Cool. Yes. Illumibot is my mission was to make projection mapping available to the masses, to everybody. When I was in the booth that's on the screen right there, everybody I encountered, I asked them, hey, what's your experience been with projection mapping? Where your projection mapping mad skills at? And I met so many people who wanted to do it, dabbled in it, but then once they got into the softwares and the things that you had to do to pull one off, kind of just said, okay, I'm out for a little bit, right? And because it is a little intimidating, the things you have to learn. So to explain what it is and to kind of really get detailed on it, what I want to do is I'm gonna do a share screen.
Love this.
We are gonna do a 0 to done all the way. I'm just gonna go. We're gonna do like you talked about workshops. We're gonna do a workshop right here.
I love this.
From 0 and we're gonna cross our. It's live demos.
This is awesome, guys. And
right? Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I think it will. It spin's going good. So to explain it, I'm going to kind of go through that whole thing, and a picture's worth 1,000 words. So let me just do my share screen.
And while you're setting that up, guys, it's been amazing because not only has that buzz been crazy, but you guys have won our booth awards at TransWorld and at East Coast, and it's an emerging technology that can be used for Halloween enthusiasts, for Christmas, for parties, for anything that you want to do to help, give your house a facelift.
Yeah, I've got 4 projectors on my house. They have been in my yard. Can you see my screen, by the way?
Oh, it looks beautiful.
All right, cool. So I got 3 things going. I got me down in the corner. I've got just my webcam going on the house. And then here I've got the actual app. And so we're just going to go through it from the beginning. I have projected on all sizes of things. In fact, I think if you see me down here in the cam, this tiny little house, I made some really killer Christmas and Halloween projections on it with a little tiny Pico projector. And I've projected on courthouses and 3-story buildings and just all kinds of stuff. So on my daughter's car, which is over here, I mean, pumpkins, it's just, if it can be projected on, and if it's a light color thing, I have this disease now where I see something and I want to project on it. Everything.
And this is live, guys. So I know that we're going to go through this demo here, but this is not recorded. So
and speaking of that live, so what I would like to do, just YOLO here, is on my website, don't even go to the website. If you'll go in the chat right there, and if you in the chat tell me what you want my house to become, one of my crew are watching the chat and they'll start prompting on my app over here. They'll go to prompt. They're going to do new prompt. And whatever you say, they're going to type in this box and you're going to decorate my house as we're doing this demo. So,
this is awesome.
Who knows? We're good. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. So anyway, if you think of something cool, go ahead and do that.
Okay, so we're needing your help here, TransWorld Live. What kind of cool ways do you want to decorate the house? Oh, here we go. We're starting to get.
All right, so Tristan's watching that. So what I'm going to do as those are coming in, and he'll get some of those cooking in the background.
Okay.
I want to start from the very beginning. So if someone wanted to project on a house, then there's a few things you need to do, and I kind of break it down in my app to point, prompt, and play. You can kind of see it down in the very bottom of the app here, point, prompt, and play. What that means is you need to point a projector at something. And so I'm going to go into just some of the decisions and setup things to get your projector going, what kind of projector, all that stuff. That's a lot of a barrier that we're working hard to do more and more, to build some more tools to just make that decision easier. So many people say, look, just tell me what to get. So there's a few factors. And so I'm going to go over those right now. And then the prompt will be, how do you create the artwork?
Okay.
And you used to be artistic, or we did this one animation a few years ago for a giant Christmas show in a courthouse. And it took us months to get that animation built and satisfactory. And now it's minutes. It's just so different. And really the hard thing is picking which one. So we'll go that's prompt. And then play is building all that into a show.
Love this. Do you want me to give you some of the recommendations that are out there right now? So we have a gathering of the fates. We have, man-eating pumpkin patch, the house from Family Guy, eyeballs everywhere, aliens, newspaper, rain and blood, a front porch with a rocking chair. Don't forget the spit bucket. Love that. Killer clowns from outer space. Another Family Guy, Peter vote there. And then spiders and centipedes. That's what we're seeing so far.
So you see all these dots right here?
Okay.
Everything you just said is one of these dots. It's being created as we speak. So Tristan on the other end, and actually he's creating 4 of every one. So I think he just set it to 1 of each so we can get them done faster.
Sure.
Normally when I prompt, I do 3 of each. So technically I'm doing 12 images in one swoop to kind of get a pick. But he is right, as you were saying them, he's pasting them and he's enhancing them to even add some detail. And so yeah, they're in the oven cooking right now, and they'll start popping off. The yellow means that the server has got it, and the green means that the server is chewing on it right now.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So that'll all be in here. So while we're chilling, so let's get into the nitty gritty of doing it. So if someone wanted to do a projection mapping project, they got to figure out the point part. So the first thing is location. So let's say in this case, I'm going to do my house. And I think, audibly say if you can hear me, I think I'm on my mic here. So I'm going to walk out here.
You're
can
good.
You still hear me good?
Yes, sir.
Still hear me good. That's dope. And can you see me at all?
Oh, we cannot see you.
Oh, here we go. I can do this.
Oh, there we go. Just saw the shadow. There we go. Gotcha.
Okay, so you can see me?
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, that's crazy. I should turn up my volume. But so here you got to figure out the distance of what you're trying to project on. So there's this side of the house. You know, a lot of people want to be able to do everything with one projector, and sometimes that's possible, but a lot of times it's not. It depends on several factors. But in my house, it's kind of, as you can see, it's a 2-tier split. There's way up front on the garage side, and then the other piece. So that really required 2 in the front. I wanted to have a full wrap, so I have 1 on the side and 1 on the other side. Okay. So for me, it's a 4 projector setup.
Okay.
Makes sense so far? All right.
Yes, sir.
And then the next factor is how far away from your house can you put the projector? Now, I've got a really long yard, so I got all the room I need. I can use what's called a standard projector, just almost anything. And what's crazy is what you're seeing here. When I was in the booth and you saw the picture of the booth, those were some really top of the line, the good stuff. Those were BenQ projectors. BenQ's been a great partner. So when you want top of the line, really good quality, you want a 5,000 lumen laser projector. BenQ's a great one. We also use ViewSonics and some others. This, what you're looking at in my yard, happens to be a $68 eBay special.
Okay.
It's a bulb projector. It's not supposed to last as long as it has. It's supposed to die sooner. And when it does, I just throw it away and get another one. It's an older technology, but you know, I don't know. I just did it. So you can, it works for me. And they've been in my yard through heat waves and through hurricanes and all kinds of stuff for the last 2 years. Just sitting in there. So you need to figure out how far. Sometimes I'll just plug an extension cord and walk around the yard and place the projector where it fits just right. And then that's where I'm going to plant it. Okay. And if it's going to be in your yard, I'm going to try to pick up my rig right here. So let's look at projectors selection. You got to keep it safe. So let's go over here. So I've lined up a few projectors as some demos. All right. So a lot of people want to say, hey, I want to get one of these little tiny things, you know, a little guy like that and light my whole house up. And that's just not going to happen.
Sure.
You need more lumens, right? That's just not going to be bright enough. This is a ViewSonic laser projector. I've got a couple of BenQs right here. There's a standard throw and then a short throw. So these are some really good laser, great quality. You also will need, if you're going to leave it outdoors, a enclosure. So this is one of our enclosures that we were selling at the Philly show. Nothing too fancy. It's just it keeps it dry. It puts the electronics up in here. We've got a fan to evacuate all that heat because it'll get really hot. Close it down, lock it up, power cord. We'll mount these into these really deep screw things in the grass or in my yard. In fact, I'm going to just go for it over here. Hopefully we're still connected. Can you still hear me?
Yes, we can.
Sweet.
Yeah,
so in my yard, I got this so I got pine straw in my yard. So there's my projector in an enclosure in this, can't quite hear. Let me see if I can get some light on it over here like this. There you go.
Okay.
And it's kind of just in this little wire mesh thing. And here's one of them open. So I've got my cheapo NEC projector in there. I've got my Illumibot. Now, in my case, since I've had them out here for so long, I just threw some Ethernet line down in my yard.
Okay.
Just work.
Sure.
Oh, cool. So here's some people's stuff starting to come to my house now. Somebody did a newspaper prompt, so sorry, totally bubbles. I got distracted, but so everything's housed in this enclosure. It keeps it safe. Again, these things have been here, and I have them kind of set in a 4x4 post and some concrete. And I've got another one right over there. And I've got to cut some weeds down because they're growing in front of the projector. Last night I was doing one at a client, and there's this shadow that kept bumping around on their house until I realized there was a lizard getting about 5,000 lumens of laser light in his face, crawling around in the enclosure. So, all right. So anyway, so that's kind of a tricky spot for people. Is like, what projector do I get? But I just say you need the more lumens, the better.
Okay.
If you can get away with a standard throw, wonderful. There we go. If you can't, then you use a short throw, and that'll let you stay up closer, and it throws light further out. And then the other thing is just the the color of the house. So if you see on this house, the newspapery part up is a really light color, so it really projects well. The brick down below is not great. Red brick is not great to project on. You really need to throw some crazy amount of lumens to fight that. It still looks okay from the street, and it's doable. And I've done it on my house, but it's not my favorite. Sure.
And we had a question. We had a question about it. If you guys are selling the enclosures, and I think your staff jumped in and said, yes, we're going to be selling the enclosures at MHC.
Yeah, we'll bring a lot more than we did. So we sold out in the first hour of all the enclosures we had. And Rich told me, and I should have listened better. So sorry, Rich. He said, hey, moron. No, he didn't say moron, but he should have. He said, hey, look, people want the whole kit. So just bring the whole kit. So everything we brought, gone. They were toast.
Sure.
So we will bring a whole stack more of those. And I'm also going to bring these little micro enclosures.
Okay.
So there's some decorations you'll do that do make sense to do it on a smaller object, not a full house. I want to decorate a wall or a ghost or something, but I want to do it outdoors. So we'll have two sizes of the enclosures, and we'll bring those with us.
Beautiful. People are already making their plans. First stop, you. But we're seeing everything change in the house. Wow.
Yeah, those are Tristan's, I think, just going through and touching on them. And as he does, it just changes to what people are saying. You'll notice on that red brick, it probably in fact, let's just go look. So I'm going to go to the app side.
Okay.
And I'm going to scroll down into all the things that are coming in. Let's go to this one. So as you see here, that's what that's playing.
Okay.
And if I do the little swipe maneuver here, so that's kind of how it works. There's my house. The AI just creates the artwork on top. But the brick, see how the image is there, but the brick just kind of is not the best for that. So just a factor to think in on those. So, I could overcome that if I threw a laser in there instead of that cheapo that I have. I probably should. But
can we talk projectors for just a second? Alan had a good question in the chat. What is your recommendation for standard lumens, or what would be a good number to shoot for? So the kind of the consumer market, I didn't even show you over there because it's so dark now, but I had a 20,000 lumen Barco projector. It's what I used 3 of those stacked to do a courthouse. Okay.
It's kind of like Goldilocks. You've got 2 little, like I showed you, and then 2 big. The just in the middle are these 3,000 lumen to 5,000 lumen projectors. What's on my house right now are maybe 3,000 lumen. And okay. They do pretty good. Now, here's part of the reason why, though, is if I flip the camera around, my neighborhood is freaking dark. It is. I have trees everywhere. There's one street light. It's about 130 yards down the way, and it's blocked by a lot of trees. So if you have a lot of darkness, you can really get away with a lower performing projector like I do have. And
Okay.
or if you're in a haunt and you're really controlling the darkness, then you don't need to bust out 5,000 lumens.
Sure.
And the lower the lumens you go, the more economical things get.
Sure.
But when you're needing to scream lumens, or really just you can't go wrong with lumens. The more you have, the more it's going to pop, especially the laser projectors. Like those BenQs I had just really made the booth pop, especially because I had so much ambient light coming from the 4 doors.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Okay. So let's just pretend like you figured out your projector, you've got it secure. The next thing you need, final setup is you need something to kind of run it, a media service. So that's what the Illumibot is. So if I flip this on myself right here, hello, there we go. I'm going to flip this camera around. Oh, no zoom. All right. Okay, now I'm telling spooky stories at the,
Yeah, love it.
So here's the Illumibot kit, right?
Okay.
And so long range antenna. That's at one of my clients I was just at yesterday with the blind lizard. We have these all around his yard, and part of them weren't working so well, and it's because we had to put a Wi-Fi extender in his house to that side of the house, and once we did that, the problems went away. So just make sure you can get some pretty good signal when you're trying to reach out and hit out in your yard with a Wi-Fi signal.
Okay.
A little power brick, Ethernet, or a HDMI cable, and then the bot itself. And I got a lot of questions at TransWorld about, well, what if I'm out in the woods and I don't have Ethernet and I don't have Wi-Fi? Do I have to have Wi-Fi the whole time? And the answer is no. So we designed it. Let me switch back over. We designed it to be it can work offline.
Okay.
And so what you do is once you create you get all your scenes, you get everything, you create a show, you save that show, you can schedule. In fact, let me show it. Kind of jumping ahead here, but we'll go over to here. So I could go to any given show and I could schedule, which days of the week, start at what time, end at what time. You need to set that up. And once you kind of get that fixed and set, then it's just going to follow the clock, whether it's offline or not. All the content that you create and burned into this show is now on the local device, and it should just wake up and do its thing.
Wow.
And so one of the cool things that was, again, removing barriers, right? How do we just make it stupid easy? So one of my favorite features on my bot, and I did it this morning, and when I'm done with this live cast, I'm going to go to point, and you see those 4 buttons on top: power all on, power all off.
Okay.
So on my projectors, I just hit that power all off button and it shuts them all off. So I'm not burning that electricity, burning the lenses. We remote control them, and we have 3 different ways of doing it. And I won't get into all the details of it, but there's kind of a good, better, best. But whether you have a really good projector that can handle Ethernet capabilities, or down to, okay, it's just a cheap projector that has a remote control, well, we can memorize your remote control and utilize that and auto shut them on and off with an extra accessory you have to get for that. So,
Awesome.
So that'll kind of do the whole thing. It should just wake up, fire up your stuff, run the show, shut them all down, go back to sleep, wait till tomorrow. And that's the current version. That we're working on a whole overhaul of the play system, so you can really schedule it. You can mix in.
Wow.
I can't show that yet, but you can mix in music tracks, sound effects. You can do AI sound effects, so you can just say the sound that you want, and then it will give you a bunch of them and you choose. So those are things we're rolling out. I hope to have. We actually had that working in Philly, but we didn't show it off. Very much. So we'll hope to get the new show builder and show that off in MH.
Oh, I love this. I love this breaking news.
So, okay. So now we're cooking, and we are, okay. So let's set up a projector. So let's say we got everything done. We've got the app installed. We've got the bot plugged in, and we're ready to go. So I'm in the point section still here. And so we're still going through setup, and it's not too hard. And once you're done, then you're just playing, but I'll go to edit mode. So to create a new projector, you can create multiple locations. And then, so I'll just give it a name, right? And then you're gonna go upload a photo. We recommend on here that you get your camera that you're using, it'll just be your phone camera, and get it as close to the projector as possible, to the projector lens. And that way the perspective matches. If you don't do that, it gets kind of funky. So we're just gonna do that. Fire up the camera. I'm going to zoom in. Let's just pretend I'm by the projector lens, take a photo, use the photo. And there we go. And so once it's grabbed the photo, it's going to say, okay, I want to make a mask. So I'm going to say, yeah, let's mask it. And so what masking is, it's just kind of selecting the areas that you do want to have. And yeah, so let's just do, sure, continue. Oh, it's still uploading the photo because there you go, watch the bar. So masking used to be pretty hard. We've improved it quite a bit, and we're improving it more. So you hit a little dot, and the AI should go in and figure out, okay, this is the surface that I want to work on. You would go fix it, clean it up, and then once you've kind of masked out the parts that you want, then you're ready to go. I'm going to exit this because I don't need to make this mask. I've already got one.
Okay.
Here.
So
So there's my mask on that. And then finally, you'll do a thing called corner pinning. Now, this is the part that for me is super easy because I've learned it's an art. So it trips. Some people love it. Some people, it trips them up for a while and they spend quite a bit of time on it. So I don't want to oversell it as super easy. It can be, but what you do is to corner pin, I'll go in here. And Tristan, if you're listening, do not send anything to here because I'm going to just do a quick corner pin. What corner pinning is you're going to take the photo that you just took. I'm going to resend that photo through the projector back on the house.
Okay.
And so let's see, I'll just send that original image. And then there's this rabbit up here. So that's fast motions. Anything I do with these corners are going to go really fast. And then as I get it closer and closer, I just move that slider down until I'm down on the turtle. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So as you can see here, I'm going to move this around and you can see I'm skewing the house.
That's awesome.
And so when it first loads, the house is going to totally be off. It's like not even close. It's just not there. But as I continue to just work the edges and kind of work this back on, so I get close, then I'll hit the turtle. It resets the pins, saves it in case you get out. And then I'll just go down till I'm really small here. And I'm just going to keep rolling that until I get really, let's go up, get my alignment just right. Which way? There we go. Normally, I'd walk up really close to the house and do this.
Sure. Oh, and I think it's appropriate. Beth had asked, is it best to take that masking base photo in the daylight, or can you do it in the dark? Doesn't matter.
It's a great question. So what I do when it's dark is I'll show you what I do actually. All right, that's close enough. I'm going to hit save, exit, boom. So once I've done that, that's it. That's the technicals. You have now placed a projector. You've macked, and now you're ready for artwork. To answer her question, I'll go back up here and I'll hit my little paint palette. And what I'll do, it's like I'll send green right now. What I'll do is I'll send white. So right now you see I sent green. I'll hit this white button and now I have a giant flashlight. It's just sending for the entire projector white. And in fact, the reason that's good to do at night is because when I walk around at night, when I'm placing a projector, I'll send white. I'll have the projector just on a long extension cord and I'll walk around and I'll find out how close or how far can I get where I'm getting the maximum amount of projector on the building just to milk the most pixels out of it. So you send white like a flashlight and now you can take a great picture because it's lit up like a flashlight.
Okay.
So technically I like to do it at night. I think the picture I had in here was, no, that's night. So that's me sending white through the projector and then taking a photo. Great question. Daytime's fine too, but you don't know where your projector is going to be, so you're probably going to want to do it at night when you're sending light.
Good tips. And
Cool.
Robert wanted me to let you know real quick that the phone screen is just off the screen. There we go. We're back.
It's because I had it sideways and it didn't go sideways.
You're okay. No. It looks great now.
Robert. Okay.
Robert's the best.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right. So point, prompt, and play. We have now the point part's over. We have now did it. So now it's time to prompt. And so the way to do a prompt is you just go in and you say words. Now, I wanted to make this really, really easy and not intimidating. So I'm going to go in, just do a new prompt. We're going to put it in simple mode, which basically says say stuff, and then you're going to get it. Most people will just have one projector, but in my case, I have 4. I have done over a dozen projectors at a time. This technically should be able to run hundreds of projectors simultaneously and have hundreds of projectors change scene at the same time and do all kinds of neat stuff.
Okay.
Because of the way we scaled it and did it, but I haven't gotten anybody got that crazy yet. So, so I'm going to do a prompt. I can just say surprise me.
Okay.
Or what's another prompt in there that we probably haven't hit yet? Give me one out of the chat.
Let's look real quick. How about we had one that popped in towards the end. How about dowels on a rocking horse? Dowels on a rocking horse.
Dolls on a rocking horse. So I love just speaking to it. And then we have this new feature we just added like last week with Enhance. So I'll hit that. And what it's going to do is it's going to use AI to kind of add some keywords to that to really beef up the imagery. And then you can go tweak that. And then I'm going to say, in this case, I'll say, give me 3.
Okay.
And so, boom, it's working on it. And what that means is that I'm going to get 3 options for this side, 3 options for that side. You see they just turned green. 3
That's
for
awesome.
here and 3 for there. So I'm now generating artwork. My flow for this, and this is a good one, I'm glad I explained. So my flow, or my ideal flow, is that I go and just experiment, create stuff, just, I'm going to show you advanced mode, but I want to stay simple just to make sure people are not intimidated with how easy it is. You say stuff, you're going to get some results, you look at them, and then I would do something called upscale, where I would, I really like it, but now I want the art to go high res, to go 4K, to fill in details, because on the screen it looks fine, but when you're blowing it up to a giant building, you need some more details and some more depth to the image.
We do have a question. This may be later in the presentation, but if you can address it whenever it's appropriate, can it be connected to a controller so it's triggerable?
So, great question. So, when I was in St. Louis, I got hit with a couple of questions, and they were like, okay, love it. Can I do 2 things? Can it be triggerable? Can I hit it with some external trigger and make it then launch a certain scene? So that was one request. And then the other big request was, can I upload my own videos? Can I upload my own content?
Mm-hmm.
And so since between St. Louis and Philly, we pulled that off. So when we were prototype build it off. I don't have the product yet. I still have my manufacturer's he's helping me crank out in volume the actual middleware device to do that. But we were demoing in the booth a button pad. It had 5 buttons, and all they did is we had like a middleware unit that would listen to relays. So if you had any kind of relay input, say 12 volts or 5 volt, and you sent me that relay, then it would trigger, and you would just go into your scene and say, okay, when you hear this signal, play this scene. So yes, we were doing triggers, and in our new scene creator, we're going to actually go the other direction. And so as you're playing a show and it gets to a certain point, if you want, you can load a trigger that says, send this to relay 1, and that will go outbound and talk to one of your other devices. We hooked it up to a smoke machine. We actually hooked it up to a servo that was pushing a button on a smoke machine. But it worked. We had bi-directional. So the one we're building right now will be 6 in, 6 out, talks to relays and does neat stuff like that. And then we'll just go as demand takes us to what other things they need.
Love it.
So that answers the relay question.
Thank you.
Here is, okay. So you can see there on the brick, it didn't do great. There we go. So we got dolls up there.
Wow.
My house is a little bit pink now. There's a lot more stuff. So yeah, that's.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. And you can see that's just throwing it on there. So on the brick, it just kind of doesn't do great. Let's go. Let's see. That one's still working. This one on the side.
Oh, wow.
So I've got this tree right there, and I've considered cutting it down, but I'm not. But the AI loves the tree so much, it always wants to make something out of it. Right. So anyway, you can see some of the creations on that prompt that they just gave come in.
That's brilliant.
Okay, so point. Now, so this was simple mode, right? And that's just easy. Looks like Tristan's cranking out some more for me in the background. And what I would typically do, in fact, let me finish with easy, and then I'm going to go into advanced. Again, I want to emphasize, I don't want it to be scary. So easy is there for you. If you just keep this toggle up top on the simple mode, happy days. You don't have to get crazy with it. But I do need to show you a lot more stuff we packed in here. So if you're brave enough to start experimenting with other stuff, I want to show you what you have. If let's say I like this, whoa, okay, that just went from happy little hobby horse to an evil spider. Didn't see that coming. That was an accident. Okay, so let's say I want to beef this up. So I can go to quick prompt actions, and I can play it. I can upscale it. I can do some additional masking. I can hit animate, which I'll come back to. I can upload a custom image or video, so I can like download this, do some work on it in my own application if you're game for that, and then re-upload it. I can reload the settings that created this prompt in the first place, share it, and some other things. So you got a lot of other features you can do on any image. You just pick on any image, and you get a whole stack of things that you can do with it.
Oh, wow.
And what I would typically do is I would go pick the best ones. Here, let me get out of this one and go to one that's already got some creations made. There we go. Maybe this one right here. Okay, so I did like a little gingerbread house thing going on. Little Christmas action. Let's see, do I like that one? And so my flow here is I'd say, which one do I like? Let's just say I like that one. I press and hold, I'll heart it. I like this one, I will heart it. And so now I've got everything the way I want, and I would hit this button on the bottom that says Save Scene. And I would choose the folder, let's say Christmas 2024.
Okay.
So you can organize all your different shows into different folders and things. I would give this a name, Gingerbread House. And then I would hit save. And you notice I had that little share with community button on. So here's another cool feature that I absolutely love. And I super love because just like in the previous presenters, so much about this whole TransWorld that I didn't have a clue onto until I went to St. Louis was truly the community. I mean, it is like unlike anything I've seen before. So just this community sharing thing. So kind of honoring that, we have this on the homepage, a community. And so the thing I just created, I've shared with the community. And so if you see here, Stephen has done some of those prompts. I think, in fact, I know he saw this one from the community, recreated it on one of his walls. Wow. Justin Davis made this cool image. And so let's say I love that. I love what Justin made. Those are dolls. Actually, those are a bunch of dolls. First of all, let me give him a thumbs up and a heart on that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try it on my projectors.
Okay.
And just like that, I've taken his idea, and let's just bump this to 1, go. And now I'm creating what he created, but I'm mapping it and shaping it to my house. Oh. So now I'll have a bunch of creepy dolls on my house the same way he shaped it to his house. And there you go. So they're cooking right now.
That's brilliant.
So that's the simple mode of point or prompt. But now let's just get crazy here and let's go into what else I can do in advanced mode. So in advanced, I hit show additional settings. if you know anything about AI prompting, like in ChatGPT or Midjourney or all those things, there's some other things that you can do: remove background, enable mask, end painting, and image to video, all these kind of post-processing things. Super nerdy stuff that if you just stay in simple mode, you don't have to think about it. So please don't be scared. But there's that. There's models. So this is everything I've been doing is the DreamSaver XL, because it's really good. It's really fast. It's really lightweight. But I can change this to a different model. Flux is really heavy, but does good with text. I got Juggernaut over here. Juggernaut does some really cool, these are different AI models that you can switch to. And each of them will kind of set the sampler and scheduler, some of the techie stuff down here. But if you really know what you're doing, you can like really adjust all kinds of settings to dial in what you want. And then you have some really cool stuff down here, which are called LoRa's. So LoRa's are flavor packs, right? So if I'm making caricatures and I really want some cool caricature effects to just pop out, I can pick that LoRa, and now this will influence what I'm creating. And you can stack LoRa's as well. So I've got like a Halloween glowing LoRa. I've got, there's just so many. One of my favorite is Tim Burton style. So you can really just load a Tim Burton style theme to your whole artwork. And it just influences, it just takes as it's shaping whatever words you say and tweaking them. So we've just got this whole library of LoRa's. And LoRa's for us, these are all open source LoRa's. They're really easy to add. So if people say, hey, there is a killer LoRa that I'm aware of, can you add it? It's probably pretty easy for us to just spend a minute, add it to our database, and it's ready to roll.
Brilliant.
So you favorite those and you're good to go. Another really cool thing is this. So, oh wow, look it up on the screen. Somebody's got some cool, creepy clowns going on in my house. What are you people doing in my house? My neighbor already think I'm creepy, but at one night I did a prompt and I was like, I kept telling the AI, okay, make it uglier and scarier. Like make it the most growth. I try to just keep upping it to the most horrific thing. And you know, cars are driving by and like driving real slow. And I don't think I got visited by the cops at night, but I was sure. I went, oh, so this is cool. So here is the prompt that was on the community. And so now my house has kind of the creepy doll situation going on in it.
Oh yeah.
Right. And so I'm gonna save that scene, not in Christmas. I'll do Halloween, select, and save. Okay, so I want to show one other. So there it is. So Justin Davis, thank you for the inspiration. You just decorated my house with really cool stuff. One thing I did, here's another cool thing. So I'm going to go here. So I went to 13th floor.
Okay.
So I saw their one doing some prompts on there. So I said, all right, let me go look at their website. So I snagged this picture. I snagged that picture. I snagged that picture.
Okay. Okay.
Right. I went to the app and I went to prompt.
This is going to answer Beth's question right here. This is awesome. Okay.
And then I went to prompt, and where are you? There they are. Maybe, yeah, that's them. Okay. Notice there's no prompt.
Okay.
But I have IP adapters. So
okay.
What that means, it's an inspiration image. What it means is I'm able to just upload photos. So in this case, I did them one at a time. I have all three here because I try to mix as well. But I just did the werewolf, and then I hit give me 3. Then I did the zombie, and I said give me 3. I did the witch, give me 3. And so as you can see in here, I had all of these different results. So if I go here, you know, it just transformed my house that way, or the mummy here, or it did the werewolf, or the kind of the combo thing. Let me go over to this one. All right, so
oh, wow.
did that to my house. Did that to my house. Did that to my house. I mean, it's so easy, right? The problem is now picking the one. And it's really like fighting the prompts and saying, no, I want this. And you just keep tweaking. But the way our subscription works, it is $15 a month when you're creating. and people freak out when they hear subscription. But what we tell them is when you're using the AI, because those servers cost me thousands of dollars every month just to keep alive and running.
Sure.
So you're helping me run the servers. But once you're done creating and you've built your show or it's off season, then cancel your subscription. You keep everything still functions. You just can't make new content.
Okay.
And as long as you're not pounding my servers, and that works for me, but when you're hitting my servers, you got to help me with $15 per bot. So that's how that works. Because if you have 2 bots, you're hitting me twice as much. You have 3 bots, you're hitting me triple.
Sure.
And then it does cost to do upscaling because that hits it harder, and to do animations, those all cost tokens, and they vary based on the different provider. And again, you're just helping me pay for the servers, and that's how I stay in business. So anyway, what was really cool is I did that and made. Let's do this one right here, and let's go to. This animation. This is what was running earlier. I have something set, so normally it would just load immediately, but I'm reloading it here.
Okay.
Go on to this side. So that's so animations are some things. That's point, prompt, and the play is just setting up a show. We have a basic show thing with schedulers and everything else, and then we have the advanced one that we hope to show off in there. One other thing that I failed to mention, and we mentioned this in our booth, is so you can upload your own video. And another thing, though, is a partnership with Atmos Effects. We're really excited about that because as you're going to see here in a minute when these animations load up, sometimes, a lot of times, AI is just stupid. Well, I say it's stupid, but it's like, that's not what I wanted. And so you're going to have to prompt again, and you're going to have to prompt again. And that costs tokens. And there's nothing I can do about it because I can't tell AI to be awesome yet. It is getting better and better every stinking week. So what I like about the Atmos Effects partnership is that that's really tried and tested, curated content. You know what you're going to get. And we're working on an editor so I can drag it into that triangle up top or put it right in that window. And I believe with Atmos, the details are coming soon. You'll be able, if you already own it, then you can use it. You can use it in this library and apply it. So you'll get this hybrid of AI-generated still images, AI-generated animations with Atmos Effects content, and you just pull it all together, and you've just got this powerhouse way of creating stuff. And if you noticed, everything that you've seen here is done on my cell phone.
That's crazy.
There's no computer. There's no software. I mean, there's an app to learn, basically. You're going to figure that out, and it just works.
Brilliant. Oh, my gosh, Russ. Interesting. Thank you guys both. Holy cow. This is insane.
All right. Are there any questions in the chat or anything else that I have not addressed? There's probably more details I can go, but that's I think enough of the feature flow that you see here.
Oh, this is great. A lot of people talking about how they are going to buy projectors and figuring out the enclosures part of things.
Great. Yeah, we'd love to help. So at one thing, this community, feel free to reach out to us. You can hit us at support@illumibot.ai. You can try us on the socials as well, and just ask for advice. I mean, we'll be happy to get on the phone and help you figure out what to do. And
sure. Well,
we just love to do it.
We are getting some questions, so thanks for putting that out there. Is it available for Apple and Android, or just one or the other?
Apple and Android. We do both.
Okay, beautiful. What is your timeline for using your own content? What's the timeline for using your own content?
Well, I mean, you can go here. Let's go. Oh,
well, and your demonstration with 13th floor was right on. I think that helps.
Yeah. So right here, uploads. Let's do it. So upload custom. So you go here, and you can either upload a custom image or a custom video. Goes to your library. You go pick it. So here is a technique on that, though. Oh, this shadow thing was super cool. I should play that somewhere. I animated the shadow, so I have these walking shadows around my house, and it was just creeping me out because somebody's in my house. You just need to make sure that it fits, right? So there's this whole thing. That's why I take the original image that I generated. I make something kind of fit, I download that, then I will alternate and do whatever you're going to do, and then bring it back up, because it has to fit that exact shape, or you might as well just throw a projector on the, aim it there and do something with it. So
Sure.
there's a bit of technique to doing it, but this is how you do it. You go pick it. I guess I'll just pick something. And then you would choose, and then it would load up here. You can even just give it a URL if you knew the URL to the video.
Okay.
And there you go. And then I would hit create, and then it's stacked right there. Now it's gonna go upload that custom content.
Wow. Brilliant.
So you can do that now, and give us feedback. Say, hey, this works, but this doesn't work. We just what we need is just more people to kick the tires and get in there and make prompts and tell us what sucks and what's good. And we're not going to get offended. We know there's just so much to work out. We're going as fast as we can. I got a really good team. And so one of the things I did too is everybody who bought tokens up to now, or up to like Friday, we dumped double tokens back onto them. So whatever they bought, we dumped it back on top. Okay. Everybody who had subscribed and bought a subscription was a subscriber. We dumped 500 tokens on them, and we dumped 500 tokens also on top of the doubling to the people who bought tokens, just to say, hey guys, thank you so much. Here's a bunch of tokens. Here's stuff. Go make stuff, and it's on us. Because what we want is to break it. Like break it. Let's do it now while it's in the not busy season, to break things, to stretch it, so that when it's in hot season, everything's just firing on all cylinders and everybody's happy.
Speaking of just go make stuff, Sir Alan Hops has would love to ask your help with assembling an Amazon store of recommendations for gear, so that it kind of makes it easy to plug and play and say, hey, these are Illumibot endorsed or approved.
That is a big can do. And then, so yes, 100%. Thank you, Alan. We sort of have that on our site now, but it's not great. So just say, pretend I don't have it. I'll make a better curated list of that for sure. And one of the other things that we're building, I've kind of already built it and used it in prototype mode, but we'll go ahead and release it, is a kind of a projector selector builder thing. So it's going to we've tested a little bit where you put in your address. I'll drop into Google Maps, see your location, let you help measure the distances so you can figure out how far, what your throw ratio is, so that you can determine what kind of projector you need. A short throw, do you need a standard throw? It'll kind of figure that out, and potentially even pre-prompt like some of our favorite prompts on your house like that. So you get a taste of what it could look like. But it'll help guide a better guidance. We'll kind of ask you about 5 questions, like what's the ambient light like? What's the color of your surface? And that'll tell us how many lumens we think you need to go ahead and get. So we're in the middle of building that. That's one of the obstacles we want to get out of people's way. Our just mission is, how do we get rid of obstacles so it is just so easy to just walk through it and do what you see here on the wall now.
Love this. Sean asks, are there any issues projecting onto a dome like a silo?
I don't know. That's a good one. I haven't tried it. Probably. It's interesting though. I did this gymnasium once, and our projectors were not wide enough. They were standard throw, and they needed to be short throw to reach all the walls of the thing, because I was going straight across. And one of my devs said, hey man, why don't you just put it in a corner? And I thought, no way, then some of it's going to be out of focus and some is not. But we put it in the corner anyway, and everything was in focus, and we got extra distance, because when you're putting it in the corner, you have more latitude.
Sure.
And so we did 8 projectors around an entire gymnasium, painted the entire upper surface of it for a big mini concert inside of there, and it was amazing. So you're going to have some skewing around the hard edges, but the center of it should do pretty good.
Nice.
What that brings up a question. So when you're running a really long surface and you need to stitch together multiple projectors, in my current mode, I don't do that well. I don't split the image and then blend them back together. Mad Mapper and some of the other professional softwares totally do it. I know what needs to happen, but we built MVP, minimal viable product first, and now we're adding to it. So it is definitely on our roadmap to be able to stitch together multiple and kind of blend them so they kind of mesh well. And so when we have that, then you'll be able to do the dome stuff quite a bit better. But
Nice.
It's not in our current release.
Okay.
Great question.
Yeah. Guys, this is awesome. And it's awesome to see it live right on your house. You know, this isn't a demo model. Like, this is real. Like, this is real right in front of your house.
Yeah. Like, these are all the things that people said. They said that. I don't know, orange tree. Okay. Got some creepy clowns going on.
We always love clowns.
Yeah, we do love the clowns. We got
the
eyeballs going on in my house. It's just fun. It's just fun to sit out in the front yard and just make stuff.
Yes. Well, and Alan's with you completely because he just commented in the chat. This is a journey that you and him are on together, and he can't wait to play with all the new features.
Well, I told Alan, you know, take me up on it. I want to drive out to Texas. I got a brother in Texas in Dallas area, and I want to go build something cool with Alan. I just want to go build something cool. And if anybody can think of something cool, I know Alan could do it. So I just want to stretch the limits and like just make something cool over there. So invitation's open.
Love this. Oh, Ross, this is great. I mean, this is such a special feature for us to be able to get a full in-length demo and be able to see it with the screen sharing, to be able to see it up close and personal from your living room or your, you know, wherever you're watching the show tonight.
My driveway. Oh, they're in their driveway. I'm in my driveway. Hey, I'm thrilled. Everything worked, right? It's like
it really did.
Much. I got a few issues. I know I got several issues of things I got to work out. I got quality, I got upskilling, I got speed, I got all kinds of things I'm working on. But we're cranking. We're just really excited about where this is going with what we already know, and I already know there's a lot of stuff we don't know yet. By the time we hit September, October, AI is going to do some other creepy, crazy stuff that we're just going to have to try to keep up with, and it's just really fun.
That's an adventure.
Yeah.
Oh, this is awesome. Guys, thank you so much. This is amazing. And I know Tristan put it into the chat. You talked about it, support at illumibot.ai. Check out illumibot.ai. And of course, see you guys right at MHC, be able to play with it, ask questions. I know a lot of folks like Gretchen and Beth had some really good questions that Tristan was able to answer in the chat. You may have some specific ones to your needs. Could we encourage them to bring them to the booth and talk to you guys right there live on the floor?
Definitely. And I would say if anybody on here already owns an Illumibot, you know, my email is ross@illumibot.ai, ross@illumibot.ai. Hit me up anytime and say, hey, can we do a one-on-one session? Can we do a setup one evening or something? If you need some help going through stuff, I'm down. I've cornered pinned people's houses in like across the country from my phone.
Wow.
Just took over and did it. And it was fun at like all hours of the night. So if I'm available, if I'm not, I won't answer the text or the email. But if I am, I'm down. I mean, my mission, if you're successful, then I will be successful. That's what's going to happen. It's going to keep getting better, and it only get better because of this great community.
We couldn't thank you enough. I'm truly on behalf of Jen and Rich and all of us. I mean, it's just amazing to be able to partner with you, to see everything that you've done since TransWorld, and just to hear about those new and emerging updates that you have just since Philly. And we can't wait till those launch, and technology is just moving so fast, and we're excited that you're our guide along with them.
It's fun. I love to share it. It's fun. It's like, it's fun. I've watched grown men get all giddy like a school kid, just going, oh my gosh, look what I made. I'm like, that's cool.
It's a game changer. Well, guys, Illumibot.ai, go check them out. See them on the floor at MHC. Reach out and look at the amazing stuff you guys are still doing. This is awesome. So, well, anything you want to say or share, Ross, before we close out for the evening?
No, I just know I'm going to blink my eyes and I'm going to be sitting in Chicago. Like, how did that even happen?
Yes.
We're going to cram in as much as we can get. My mission is to have the Atmos stuff ready to rock, to showcase it really good. We'll bring a bunch of enclosures. We're going to really try to have our new show creator done and make some cool sound effects and I don't know, just fun stuff. And then just getting people up and loaded. I know it's going to start getting busier and busier. A lot of people have bought their bots, but haven't used them yet.
Sure.
Because they're just not in that zone of build. So I know it's going to get crazy for us. And so we're just doing all we can to be ready for it.
We're excited. We're excited for the storm.
You know those really nice white lights they do for Christmas? It's not all Halloween. I got chastised by that. Some people saying, "Yo, I don't do Halloween, but I do Christmas." It does a lot of Christmas stuff. What's great is you can go from your Halloween decorations to your Christmas decorations in about 4 seconds, just clicking the next scene, and you're there.
Well, Ross, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, you could do St. Patrick's Day or Valentine's Day or whatever holiday you want to celebrate. I've
done some dope my whole house here has been full of shamrocks and American flags and all kinds of stuff. I had one of my clients has 5 laser projectors around his house. It's like a very white house. So it's like just beautiful canvas. And his neighbor spent about 10 grand on those really expensive white lights. Mm-hmm. And so I aimed my camera at his neighbor's house, took a picture. Then I prompted my friend's house on it and basically cloned those lights onto his house. So now it just kind of now I should have upscaled it into some other stuff, but man, I literally cloned it without having to hang on anything. It put the lights along the eaves and everything else.
Oh my gosh.
It was just fun. So there's so many possibilities. What I want to find is when people do stuff I never thought of, like what? I didn't know it could do that. That's dope. That's my favorite.
I love it.
Cool.
Well, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. And thanks to all of you for participating. That's what makes this show so magical is it's not just watching. You get to interact. You get to be a part of it. Hopefully you got a chance to win some fun stuff and you get a chance to be a part of this live demo here. We can't do the show without you. So thank you so much for everybody for tuning in and make sure to see us next Wednesday, not next Tuesday, next Wednesday, May 21st, as we continue the road to Midwest Haunters Convention, MidwestHauntersConvention.com. Thanks, Robert. Thanks to all of you. And thanks, Ross. Thanks, Tristan. And we will see you guys in just 24 days.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Thanks again. We'll see you next Wednesday.